Welcome to this edition of the Ultimate Combat Experience. I'm Mike Stead. I'm joined by the Greasy Biker, Todd Reed. Greasy Biker is our title sponsor. Todd, what is Greasy Biker?
Greasy Biker, it's a way of life. Quick adventures, living by the seat of your pants, and just getting after it. Biking and fighting, hand in hand. We're proud to be here tonight.
I love it, man. I tell you what, you got some really good fights in store for you. Fabio, Serao, and Oliver Bradstreet, something you want to keep your eye out on, as well as Konrad Jones and Koffi Adzitso. Both these guys can bang it out. It's the Ultimate Combat Experience coming right at you. I always love when Mike Darcy steps into the cage because you know you're going to see somebody get beat up. And it's usually him. And it looks like Damon Willis is the guy. There's old Mike Darcy's girlfriend in his corner there, Andrew Miller. She's way tougher than he is. And Damon Willis, he's a newcomer to the cage here, fighting Mike Darcy. He's had a bunch of fights, but not a whole lot of wins. Old Darcy, he's a character for sure. Damon Willis, once again, we've never seen him fight before, but he looks pretty composed out there. It looks like he's ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, this should be an interesting fight.
Darcy coming out with, wow, he come out, shot out of his corner like a cannon, but didn't do a whole lot once he got there. Damon Willis catching a kick and dumping him on his head. Oh, look at that right there. Willis, man, he's not looking too bad. Got his hooks in there, looking for a choke. This could be over quick. One thing we know about Mike Darcy is that he will tap easy. He'll tap fast, and sometimes he'll tap before the choke's on. Right now that choke's on, though. He's getting tapped, so.
Well, that was a quick one for the books.
That was lightning quick, man. Wow, Damon Willis. It's hard to tell if he's good. You know, I mean, he obviously looked good tonight. It's hard to tell what he's really made of. We didn't really get to see a whole lot of him tonight. You know, Mike Darcy keeps coming back, and he keeps wanting to fight. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Damon Willis getting a big win. That fast was so fast. That fight was so fast. I think we're just going to keep the ball rolling here. Let's move into the little guys. Ryan Hillstead and Sooksam Simpleman. There's Sooksam right there. He's another guy been around a little while, but you know, different from Mike Darcy. Sooksam started out, wasn't very good. Starting to get better. He's starting to get tougher. He's really starting to learn his craft, and he brings a lot of people when he fights too, man, and they're a lot of fun to party with.
Yeah, his crowd's got a lot of energy. It's good to see him bring those.
Buddy, Hillstead brought the mullet, though, man. You better be tough sporting a mullet these days, man.
I think that's just saying, come and get some.
I'm not even lying. That's a beautiful mullet, man. I like it. I love it. I'm a product of the 80s, man. I dig the mullet. I'm not wearing one anymore, but it looks beautiful on him. All right, Sooksam ready to come out here and get a touch of the gloves right here. And Sooksam coming out really aggressively. Hillstead able to thwart his takedown attempt. I'm not sure what
happened there.
Well, they're little guys, so Dave's going to yell at him. At least he's not ragdolling him today. He's just lecturing. This Hillstead looks
nice knees.
Yeah, beautiful knees. He looks pretty tough. Sooksam's a pretty strong kid, and Hillstead looks like he's stronger. Oh, there's Dave yelling.
Well, if you're going to grow the mullet and bleach it.
Yeah, buddy. Hillstead maintaining nice position here.
Simpleman looking like he's in trouble here.
Yeah, he really does look like he's in a little bit of trouble. I haven't seen Hillstead throwing many shots from here just yet. Dave's still yelling at him. Now he's pointing and yelling. Sooksam getting a big reversal, coming out on top. Got the head squeeze going. Got the mullet squeeze, I should say. And, you know, that can be uncomfortable, I guess, with all that hair. It's getting pulled a little bit.
Simpleman doing a good job.
Yeah, he's doing a great job of reversing and getting around on top here. Just couldn't quite hold it. Now he's in trouble. Now you see those hooks in, and that's that choke going. This looks very much like the last fight where Mike Darcy got choked from the very same position. Old Sooksam's going to hang in there just a little longer than Darcy did. He's not going to give up quite so easily, but Slowly but surely, I can see that choke getting in tighter and tighter. Sooksam trying to keep his chin tucked in. Oh, what was that? Was that a tap?
That's a tap.
That was a tap. That thing was in tight. That was nothing to hang your head about. That was in tight. The only thing to hang your head about is you got tapped by a dude with a silver mullet or a golden mullet. I guess you can't really say much about the mullet when you're sporting that mohawk. But there you go. All right, Dave Hillstead going to make this one official right here. That's it right there. Ryan Hillstead coming up with a big win. First visit in the cage, and hopefully not his last. We come back. Josh Delmark and Ronnie Rogers are going to do their thing. Don't go anywhere. We got more Ultimate Combat experience. This entire show is made up of guys that have just been kind of hanging around the show and doing their thing and getting a little better as time goes by, and that is definitely Josh Delmark. He's a kid that's been doing his thing. We saw Ronnie Rogers a couple weeks ago. Ronnie had a big win of his own, but Delmark's looking to get things going in the positive way for himself. He's in good shape. He always has been in good shape. Just wasn't all that successful early on in his fight career, but he has been starting to get better of late. He sure is short and cute. He's a little down. He's giving up some big time reach advantage, but I'll tell you what, he'll make up for that with his quickness and his speed. He's a pretty decent wrestler. I look at him to take this thing to the ground. Ronnie Rogers trying a big punch to start things off, and then putting on a guillotine choke, and boy, oh boy, Ronnie Rogers has Josh Delmark in trouble right here. He's got that thing on tight. That's not looking good for Josh Delmark.
Yeah, I'm really surprised. That was a...
Delmark able to pop his head out there.
There we go. Last time we seen Rogers, I think he ended up quitting in the second round. He wasn't able to finish. Oh, nice kick.
A nice kick with a nice left hand as well.
Another nice kick. Those hurt when on the legs there.
Yeah,
takes it right out of you.
They make it hard to stand up, that's for sure. Rogers doing a good job of coming back through a nice knee there. Josh Delmark getting that takedown we thought we'd see him do. Not a whole lot of action here, a lot of hugging and squeezing going on.
Well, neither one of these guys giving anything up.
I don't know.
We got a timeout there.
Well, I didn't think there was timeouts in MMA, but we got one. I'm not sure what happened here. It looks like maybe an illegal shot. And Ronnie Rogers is going to shake it off here. Oh, a nice 1-2 over the top by Josh Delmark.
Delmark, he is a quick kid.
Yeah, he's really quick. That was a nice left hand as well. Ronnie Rogers getting a little taste of his leather right. That's going to do it right there. That's a knockout right there. There's that backflip that I always tell people not to do.
Well, he landed that one just like the shots on the chin of Rogers.
He did stick that one, that's for sure. Rogers not feeling too good about things right now. In fact, he's not going to come off the stool to have the hand raise ceremony going on here. But Josh Delmark coming with a big win. He feels good about things. Don't go anywhere because we've got a little more of this punching and kicking when we come back. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. We're moving into the middleweight division. Andy Witt, kid that we've seen the last several weeks fight. He's back again and going up against the first timer in Jacob Cotrell.
Yeah, Andy Witt winning his last fight.
Yeah, winning his last fight. Very, very happy about it, too. I mean, if you remember, he was smiling from ear to ear afterward.
By submission.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't get so many of those wins. But, well, right there, takes a nice 1-2 to the chin. But we mentioned the last time he fought, Andy Witt's a tough kid, man. He will take a beating, and right now he's getting one. Boy, oh boy, big knees to the head there by Cottrell. Big punches as well. Can he weather the storm? That's what Andy Witt does, is he wears you down by letting you punch him in his face.
Well, Cottrell looks like a much bigger guy than Witt.
Yeah, he's a big dude, and he's landing some big shots. Andy Witt, I'm not so sure how much of this he could take. Right there, old Cottrell kind of pushing him around, getting him in the corner, and throwing those big knees to the face and big punches to the body. He's getting him everywhere. It's a rough night for Andy Witt. Andy Witt, he's not doing a whole lot himself offensively. He's just kind of curling up, covering up right here. He's going to have to do something or they're going to stop this fight.
Well, with Cotrell being such a big guy and he doesn't look that conditioned, he just might get gassed out.
Well, he may, but I mean, he's already taking a lot of punishment, regardless of what happens here. Andy Witt knows he's been in a fight tonight. But, you know, you can't just sit there and let a guy get beat on. You gotta, I'm sure a referee's looking at stopping this fight if he doesn't start to do something underneath. Andy, get up. Andy, do something. Andy, you're getting punched. Right there, Cotrell throwing a lot of those punches that were landing on his arms, on Andy Witt's arms, so they weren't getting through to a vital target or anything like that. But it's still, you got to defend. You got to do something. And Andy's not doing anything. He's had opportunities to get up here, and he's just kind of curled up in a ball. Again, they're gonna stop this thing. And he finally turns around. He finally realized somebody was on his back punching him. This is not usually what we see out of Andy Witt. He's usually at least fighting back, and he's not doing anything tonight.
Yeah, you got to wonder what his strategy is here, if there is one.
I have no idea what his strategy might be, but he's taking a lot of punishment. And really, again, he's not even trying to get out from underneath. He hasn't even attempted to get out. He's just kind of laying there. This is almost bizarre. You got a kid that's just kind of laying there, letting another guy punch on him.
When he's backed into the fence, he's not trying to spin his way out. And here we go.
Somehow he does spin his way out. And he's on top. And finally, a little sign of life from Andy Witt. He's thrown a punch or two here himself. And done a good job of winding up on top of his opponent. That's going to bring to conclusion round number one. And Andy Witt, we finally saw a heartbeat happen right toward the end of the round there. But, man, he took a beating right up to that point. Touch of the gloves, and here goes round number two. Andy Witt coming out now. Finally, somebody woke him up. He's throwing some punches.
And landing most of them.
And doing a good job of slipping the punches of his opponent. And I don't know what happened. It's like a tale of two guys. Now he got rocked, man. Now he's in trouble. Well, he got rocked again, boy. Now Cotrell's really opening up on him, landing lefts and rights.
Big blows here.
Yeah, he is. He's in some trouble. Now we're going back to what we saw in round number one, where Andy Witt was just kind of playing possum and just didn't really have any offense to him. He was just kind of playing defense. Andy's left eye swollen up pretty good. Looks like Rocky Balboa.
Cottrell looking very fatigued.
Andy Witt's just a punching bag at this point, though. He's getting hit. And yeah, you're right. I mean, right now, Cottrell is just running out of gas, but he's running out of gas at the expense of Andy Witt's face.
Not a whole lot of defense by Witt.
There's no defense whatsoever. He's not even trying to defend. He's basically content with just getting beat up. Finally, a little bit of a break in the action, but you know, Andy Witt's now bearing the weight of Cotrell, and Cotrell's throwing some knees to the top of his head. And now Andy Witt, Andy is just letting him ragdoll him on down to the ground. This is the strangest thing I've ever seen. I've never seen a guy just allow another person to be. And to be honest with you, I don't know why the referee just kind of let this continue to happen. Andy Witt's not even trying to stop this from happening. He's just taking fetal. And, you know, look, Andy can stop this at any time that he wants. He can tap, he can say, I quit anytime he wants. Nobody's going to say anything to him about it. But he's just laying there. Strange, very strange. Now Andy's going to sit up. He gets up on top here, but, you know, not a whole lot left in the tank for either guy. Now Andy's throwing some big shots. Finally winds up in position. He's got the back of Jacob Cotrell and got more of a neck crank on there. That's not a choke. There we go, kind of sinking in under his chin. And oh my goodness, if Cotrell quits here, I'm going to be stunned. It's a tap right there.
Let's tap on the face.
Okay, that's one of the strangest sequence of events that I've ever seen. Andy Witt literally took a beating for a round and a half and finally got positioned and squoze the kid's head a little bit and won. And this is weird. That was a very strange fight for me.
Yeah, you never know some of these fights how they're going to turn out.
No, you never do know. And Andy Witt shown that I don't know. Andy Witt's getting a big win here. He's happy. I don't know why he's happy because he got the crap beat out of him, but he's happy nonetheless. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Michael Dillard and Jason Dalton are going to do their thing. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. Jason Dalton feeling real good about things. He's coming off a big win over Mike Darcy a couple weeks ago. Going to be fighting Michael Dillard now. And Michael Dillard's another guy. These guys all kind of fall in the same realm of abilities. Michael Dillard is a guy that fights a lot, doesn't get a whole lot better each time he fights. They're gamers, they're scrappers, but, you know, nothing really special about any of them. None of them have any, you know, chances, in my opinion, to make it to the big leagues at any time. But they're guys that like to come in here and fight. This is what they do. This is what they do for fun, and give it to them. Oh, Dillard landed some big shots early on. Oh, buddy, these guys are swinging for the fences.
Not a whole lot of defense here.
No, zero defense and zero, you know, technically sound offense as well. But there you go. There's your guillotine choke attempt. And he's got there's a tap. That's it. That's all she wrote, man. That's as quick as it gets right there. Jason Dalton tapping within seconds of that choke going on. Didn't really do a whole lot to even try to get rid of it, but to stop it. But you can see his nose is bleeding pretty bad, and he probably just wanted to get out of here anyway. That's going to make it official right there. Michael Dillard, your big winner tonight, and he's happy about that. We're going to shift gears from kind of this street fight fest that we've had going on to a couple guys that really know how to put it on. Fabio Serao, a very highly touted black belt Brazilian Jiu Jitsu player against a very, very good wrestler in Oliver Bradstreet. This right here, folks, I hope you were able to endure the rest of that stuff you just watched to stick around for this one here, because this is going to be a very, very entertaining fight.
Yeah, two technical fighters, two strong guys, very quick, great shape.
Very skilled fighters. Neither one of them are very well known for their stand-up. I should say. But Serao, very well known for his submission, and Ollie's very well known for his wrestling and his ability to not be submitted. He's just a tough kid, and so I expect to see this go to the ground really quickly. I don't expect to see a whole lot of this fight wind up on their feet. Serao shooting in right away, and Oliver Bradstreet's kind of a hard guy to take down and a really hard guy to hold down. You see old Ollie working on that front three-quarter Nelson. That's something that wrestlers like to use. They push that head down to stop that takedown attempt, but Sorrell able to get past it. Nice job. You can see that Sorrell's a strong kid. Ollie's usually stronger than his opponent, but that Sorrell looks like he's a pretty strong kid in there. You know, we have the Ultimate Combat radio show, and Serao and his camp called in saying they wanted this fight against Oliver Bradstreet. We actually brought him in studio, and they let us know why they think they're better than Oliver. They just said, look, man, I'm a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and wrestlers have no chance against us. And Ollie's doing a pretty good job of holding his own against this kid. I think this is turning out to be a little bit of a more difficult fight than Serao expected. They thought they were going to come in here and have an easy time of it. But Oliver Bradstreet, he's a game fighter, and he's not going to roll over for anybody.
You know, both these guys very tough. Should make for a really good fight.
Yeah, they are tough, no doubt about it. Serao playing with an open guard there. Now he's closed his guard up, but I think he's looking to he wants to submit Oliver Bradstreet. There's no doubt about it. I think he's finding Ollie in his guard being a lot stronger than he expected him to be. Ollie did a good job of putting Serao up against the cage here. I'd like to see him use that a little more to put some pressure on him, and then throw some good striking into his head that's against the cage. Ollie's not super well known for his striking, though. He's a good wrestler. He's kind of a dirty boxer type fighter inside. He's throwing that shoulder right there. Not stuff that's going to knock you out, though. Not stuff that's going to end a fight. It's stuff that really just, if you're a judge, it's going to score points for you. But if you're his opponent, it's going to be an annoyance to you. But it's not something that's going to really put you out of the game. Ollie not even trying to pass guard here. He's content to stay in guard, content to strike from guard. And really, so far, Serao hasn't threatened with his guard, so I don't blame him. I think it's not a bad spot for him to be in. Now there's Serao trying to go for an armbar right at the end of the first round. And Oliver Bradstreet feels good about that one, as he always should. I think he won that round just by sheer striking and position. Got round two when we come back. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. If you're just joining us, there's a very highly anticipated match between Fabio Serao and Oliver Bradstreet, a fight that started on the radio show where Fabio Serao's camp called in and said their Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt fighter would easily manhandle that wrestler kid and Oliver Bradstreet. And so far, in my opinion, Oliver Bradstreet winning round number one by just getting sheer position and kind of peppering away. Didn't throw any real devastating striking, but he did have a nice series of punches and knees from on top during the first round. Now Serao's coming out. Looks like he's got a little bit of a different strategy. He wanted to do some stand-up with Ollie, which I think is a good idea. Oliver Bradstreet is not a very good striking fighter from his feet.
No, and I think Serao kind of underestimated the strength of Bradstreet there.
Yeah, I think they both underestimated the strength of the other. Serao, clearly a strong kid. Ollie usually is much stronger than his opponents, and doing a good job once again of putting Serao against the cage and putting him in a spot where he can just kind of pepper away at him. It was a nice takedown by Oliver Bradstreet and a nice job of maintaining position there. Oliver Bradstreet's got to open up his offense a little bit, as does Serao. Serao's got to try to do something with his guard. He's just been hanging on there with his guard. Right there, he's got an armbar on. That's it. That's the tap. That was quick. That went on very, very quick.
Very nice move there by Serao.
Oh, he's a good sport, man. I like him. He recognizes that was on, and that was on tight, and giving his opponent all the props in the world. Yeah, he's not happy about that. That was a quick, slick armbar. I think he probably should have been a little more active with that guard. Clearly, he's good with it. Fabio Serao did get the big win. He did come in and did do what they say they were going to do. Not before Oliver Bradstreet made him work for it just a little bit. If you thought that one was good, this one's going to be just as good. Konrad Jones from up there at the Mushin Academy going up against Kofi Adzitso from Ultimate Combat Training Center. These guys have been on a collision course for quite some time because, quite frankly, I own the Ultimate Combat Training Center, and my best friend, Brandon Kaiser, owns Mushin Academy. And we've been talking smack about one another as a fighter for quite some time. So this is kind of one of those friendly rivalries that is going to take a head right here inside the cage. Kofi is an MMA fighter, and Conrad is a Muay Thai fighter, and so they agreed they're going to come out and do a Muay Thai fight here. Kofi's a wrestler. He's not really a Muay Thai fighter, but he's willing to come in here and change things up a little bit just for Conrad. He wants a piece of Conrad. Kofi wanted to drop Conrad on his head. Nice kick by Kofi. Another nice kick by Kofi. And again, these guys are using 16-ounce gloves. I would really rather they've gone to a smaller ounce glove. But, you know, the Athletic Commission is really weird in the state of Utah. They've got some really strange rules. But Konrad Jones doing a good job of putting that tie clinch on, but not really doing much with it. There's a little knee right there. But Kofi's not, he's comfortable there. He's not really feeling threatened by that tie clinch at all. You can see he's happy to work inside, throw those little knees to the legs. And those can be super devastating as time goes on. Nice uppercut to the body.
Both these guys looking very relaxed here.
Yeah, these guys are no, first timers at all. If you fight and you're at the Mushin gym, they make sure you're ready to fight. You're gonna have been there a while, and you're gonna have done some training. There was a nice little leg sweep there by Konrad Jones. Not a real big. It's not a scoring move, but what it does, it takes it out of you, man. That's the second one right there. He's catching the leg of Kofi Adzitso and sweeping the leg. And again, it's one of those things that'll kind of take your energy out of you. But as you can see, Kofi's in pretty good shape, and he's not going to get the energy zapped out of him too easy. Kofi's got pretty good defense, pretty good head movement. Now he's applied a tie clinch and really takes advantage of it. Nice knees there. And this is kind of a situation where our referee's not super well versed on Muay Thai, and he probably should break him up since there was no action right there. Dave's yelling at somebody, man. That leg, that knee was the inner thigh. That wasn't to the groin. I don't know what Dave's yelling about. Some nice heel hooks from Konrad Jones.
Both these guys very quick.
Yeah, good, really quick. Both really super athletic guys. Nice kick missing there by Konrad Jones. That would have been a beautiful kick had it landed. Now Kofi returning the favor of catching the leg and sweeping the plant leg. This has been a fun match to watch, simply because these guys are both, both really clean fighters. And, they're going to bring it to you. Right, nice work there. Nice push kick to finish the round by Kofi Adzitso. Kofi's one of those kids that's just in great shape. He's going to have a seat on the stool there. We're going to take a little break here. We're going to come back for round number 2 in just a minute here. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. If you're just joining us, you missed round number 1 of 3 rounds of Muay Thai kickboxing between Konrad Jones in the white trunks and Kofi Adzitso in the black trunks. And Kofi is coming out swinging for the fences here in round number 2. Nice inside action from both guys, and again, this is a situation where if I were the referee, I'd have broken him because there's just not enough action. They've been instructed to allow them to continue during a clinch, but that's only if there's action going on, and there was none going there. Nice 1-2 by Kofi over the top.
Kofi doing a great job of landing that right cross.
Yeah, and then a nice body kick. You can tell that kind of hurt Konrad just a little bit. Nice 1-2, man. That's he's finding his range, and that's what happens. You find your range on a combination like that. You just keep going to the well until he stops it. And right there, another one. I'd like to see Kofi follow that up. Right now, he's got his range on that, but follow it up with a nice tight kick or something to finish that combination off. Once again, kind of one of those non-action filled clinches, and Kofi said, look, man, we're not going to be action. I'm just going to take you down.
Well, Kofi's doing a great job at landing those punches.
Yeah, he is. He continues to score time and time again with that nice 1-2 over the top, and that's what I think's got him winning this second round here. There it is again. Konrad and company, when I say that, the Mushin guys, they're going to have to come up with an answer for that in the third round here. Konrad once again trying that spinning hook kick is a little too close. He's got to set that up. I talked to my guys about that a lot. You've got to set that kick up. You can't just throw it without setting it up because it's rarely going to land if you do. There you go. Finally, Dave's going to break him up when they're clinched up and nothing's happening. That's a bad sign, though. Kofi does that hands over his head thing when he gets tired, and you can tell he's starting to get a little bit tired. Nice leg kick by Konrad. Caught by Kofi, and, he had to eat that kick to catch it, though. That was a nice kick. Kofi's punch is slowing down just a little bit. Nice combination here, though, to finish the round. This should be interesting how it plays out because I've got Kofi winning the first 2 rounds, but he looks like he is out of gas right now.
Yeah, but the accuracy of those punches just amazing.
Well, that accuracy diminishes when you get tired, and it's going to be interesting to see what Konrad and company is going to be able to do coming out here in round number 3. Can they exploit the fatigue of Kofi Adzitso? So he's coming out pretty strong to start the round. But if I were him, I would pace myself because you were clearly out of. Nice right hand drops Konrad. That's a knockdown. Kofi wants him to continue. His corner tongue. Get to the corner. They're not going to count on this kid. There you go. That should really seal the deal, barring anything crazy here. That's a 2-point round for Kofi with that knockdown, unless Konrad's able to come back and get one of his own. Yeah, Dave's going to break that here. You can't tie up on the legs in a Muay Thai match. Kofi's out of gas, though, man. He dropped to a knee, and that's a bad sign for a stand-up fighter. And again, Kofi's a wrestler. He wrestled in high school and just got into this whole boxing and kickboxing thing recently. So doing a great job, though. Konrad Jones is a really good kickboxer. I'm real impressed with how Kofi's done against him so far. Konrad laying on him, making him bear his weight, and this is going to wear Kofi down even more. Kofi sits down. He's gonna call it knockdown there. That's interesting. Okay, well that's actually not a bad call. He did sit down, but that's just fatigue right there. And you got to do something about it, Kofi. You got to step up to the plate here. That was big. That really, kind of evens things up here in the third round. And, just depending on how judges saw things. I saw Kofi winning rounds 1 and 2, but the judges may not have. Oh, is he, okay.
We're not seeing a whole lot of kicks in this round.
Well, it's because the tanks are on low. It's that 1-2. Go back to what's worked for you. 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Keep doing that 1-2. Conrad getting a nice knee in there. Kofi clinching, going inside. Dave Sully said, making him get back to work. Let's go. We spoke about this in another episode when you watched the kickboxing match. There's no time to rest in a kickboxing match. You got to stay in there. There's no time to take somebody down and then get your win back. You got to stick in there and keep going. And Kofi's finding that out for the first time here. Used to doing MMA matches, and now he's here in a kickboxing match where there is nowhere to hide.
Nope, if you want to rest, you're either going to get knocked out or you're going to quit.
Yeah, well, that's a great place to rest on your back once somebody's knocked you out, I guess. And Kofi thought that a few minutes ago. He sat down during the round. You can't do that. Now Kofi kind of picking things up, finishing strong. But I think Konrad has clearly won this third round. It's going to be interesting to see how the judges scored rounds 1 and 2, because Kofi finishing on fumes, basically. There's nothing left in the tank there. Konrad with a nice kick to finish things off. And Kofi, he can't even stand up and wait for his stool to come into the ring. He's that tired. Konrad thinking he's won. I don't think he won. Is that Def Leppard in his corner there?
It's Brett Michaels.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Well, it was a really good fight.
Yeah, it was a great fight, man. The fans are certainly the winner here, and no doubt about it. Let's see what the judges have to say. There you go, Kofi winning. That's kind of the way I had it. Kofi won rounds 1 and 2, losing round 3, but coming up with a big victory for the home team. In your face, Brandon. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. Chris Bowman. I don't know what to say about those tattoos on his head. They look like they hurt. Going up against Daniel Grass. We've seen a lot of Daniel Grass lately. You'll see a lot more of Daniel Grass. This kid ain't going anywhere. I don't know, man. That's got to scare you a little bit, though. If somebody's getting tattooed on their head.
Are they horns?
That's what they look like. Either that or lady parts. I don't know, man. All right. Not much action going on in the early going. Daniel Grass throwing a feeble right kick. Didn't land. Didn't even come close to landing. Daniel Grass looking like he's fighting tired already and just started. There goes that head squeeze of Daniel. He likes to squeeze that head. And, right now it worked out for him. He got a little head throw, takedown. This is the worst thing about calling a Daniel Grass fight. It's hard to call because they always wind up in the strangest positions, and they're not textbook by any stretch of the imagination. They're just strange positions. Daniel now coming out trying to get that arm bar there, couldn't quite get it. Daniel just once again continues to squeeze the head, and it's just beyond me why.
What do we know about Bowman?
I know he's got lady parts on his head.
On his head.
That's all I know about this kid. Daniel Grass, because he fights in the show so often, you get guys that watch the show and they specifically call and request Daniel Grass. It's kind of same thing with Mike Chrisman. They see him on the show so often that they want it. Believe me, it looks way easier on your couch. It just does. It looks like you can beat these guys, but you come out here and actually step into the cage, and it's not quite as easy. And it does look like Baughman has got a little bit of experience. He's not completely like a fish out of water in there, but it doesn't look like he's got a ton of experience.
Now, in fighting a guy like Daniel Grass, I mean, he's very unorthodox. It's hard to tell what he's going to do, what position you're going to end up in.
Yeah, exactly. You can tell the move that they worked on in Jiu Jitsu this last week because he's going to try it repeatedly, and he's done that so far in this fight. Baughman's done the first thing, though, in terms of what you need to do to prepare yourself for the cage, and that is buy yourself a pair of tap-out shorts.
Yes.
And the next step is to wear them everywhere you go. And right now, so far his tap-out shorts haven't been all that effective for him. But he's got Daniel Grass in a spot now. Not anymore, because here comes your head's going to get squozen. Oh, Daniel Grass is getting punched in his face now. Go and grab his head, Daniel. Grab his head.
We see Daniel in a lot of different and awkward positions, and he seems to get out of them somehow.
He gets out of them somehow, and it's beyond me, because he gets in those positions where the guy is a seasoned veteran and a really good fighter, or a novice fighter, and Daniel still always winds up in those really strange spots. All right, that's going to do it. Round number 1 in the books. Your guess is as good as mine. Strange fight to score. Daniel Grass goes the heck out of the guy's horns. Aside from that, it was just kind of back and forth stuff. Maybe you give the nod to Daniel because he seemed to be the aggressor, but maybe not. Who knows? You got to give style points for the horns. All right, both guys looking pretty tired coming out for round number 2. And here we go. You see Baughman there ducking his head, throwing that jab. Not a good sign. Daniel Grass putting on a guillotine choke and putting that thing on tight from standing. Oh, he let go with the right hand to punch, which I don't know why he would do that. Oh, my goodness. And he gets slammed, and now Baughman's head is out. Yeah, Daniel had that thing on pretty tight, and he let it go and to punch him, and I don't know. Daniel looking to, try to sneak that leg up, try to get a triangle choke. You got to get one of those arms out of there, though.
Well, just one wrong move can change the whole deal.
That's what they say. He's trying to triangle with 2 arms in. You can't do that, Daniel. Apparently they didn't work on that move this week. Daniel doing a nice job of punching here from underneath. Although, again, I really don't understand what he's doing with his legs. Just because you can lift your legs up, you're flexible enough, doesn't mean you should.
A lot of extra effort here with not a whole lot of result.
This has been a boring fight, to be honest with you. I'm not, I like Daniel Grass, and normally his fights are a little more exciting than this. I just am not super impressed with it. And, and maybe it has something to do with Bowman being strong and, kind of holding him down, but I'm just not super overly elated with this fight.
Well, it's kind of fun watching Bowman's head here turn purple and go back to...
You almost can't even see the tattoo anymore, can you? It's turning so purple. Daniel Grass doing a nice job getting a reversal, raising his hips up and stepping over the top there. And I really like the fact that he didn't stay in mount because he looked like he was going to get reversed again. Came over side control. Do something! Throw an elbow! Right there, it's on his face. Pick it up and slam it down. No, that's not what Daniel Grass does. He squeezes things. Squeezes things and puts me to sleep. That's what's going on with Daniel Grass tonight. When he does throw a punch, it seems so feeble that, there's just nothing on it.
He has his elbow there in the neck of Bowman.
Not much going on here. Again, he's going from mount to side control to mount to side control and not a single punch thrown. Excuse me, from guard to side control, not a single punch thrown. And that's going to bring round number 2 to a close. Not a moment too soon. Both these guys very, very tired, but not for a very good reason. They're just glomming and hanging on and squeezing. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back for round number 3. Hopefully everybody's still awake when we do. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. If you're just joining us, you've missed nothing. There has been a snooze fest between Daniel Grass and Chris Bowman, and it looks like it's going to continue to be a snooze fest. Not a lot of action here, and I said earlier, I'm a big fan of Daniel Grass's fights. I usually like to watch him. A lot of action in them. Tonight, not so much, man. All nothing but grabbing, holding, squeezing, and nice body shot by Bowman. But, yeah, it's been pretty boring. Now, finally, we're seeing them do some stuff on their feet, and it's super ugly because they're super tired.
Yeah, I think both these guys, even though they're in great shape, they spend a lot of wasted energy on the ground doing a whole lot of nothing.
Doing nothing, absolutely, man. It was just driving me bonkers in that second round. And I don't normally like to get critical of the fighters, but in terms of effort, but it was weird. It was just a lot of squeezing going on. Baughman finally coming to life here and throwing some big shots. Daniel Grass able to take him down though and stop it, and back to the hug fest we go. In fairness, it's hugging and squeezing. They're not just hugging. And even the striking is feeble. I mean, that's just feeble. Daniel Grass throwing some knees to the body there, but not a lot on him. Baughman able to pull guard, it looks like. Yeah, finally getting him in guard. Daniel Grass going to lay there and hug him and squeeze him.
Yeah, both these guys got to know that they need to finish strong during this round. I mean, it's going to be a hard one to judge.
Well, yeah, there's nobody stepped up to win the fight, that's for sure. So it's a very difficult fight to judge. Somebody's got to step up and do something, but I don't know that either one of them has enough in the tank to do anything at this point. I mean, what was that, man? He threw a punch and Daniel Grass just stepped to the side and he flew on by. That was a nice uppercut there, though, by Baughman. It put Daniel Grass on his knees. And now Baughman getting the back of Daniel Grass, sinking his hooks in. And, man, I hope this puts us all out of our misery. If he can sink that hook in, then maybe we can go home and take a sleeping pill to wake up. That choke's not in. It's not even close to being in. Daniel Grass attacking the feet down below, which is actually a good tactic, but it's going to be too little too late if you ask me.
One thing, Grass has done a great job of fighting off that choke from the back, and we've seen it time and again. He's been able to get out of it. I don't think it's going to work for him this time.
Oh, it doesn't look like it. That thing's in pretty tight now.
There we go.
With 7 seconds left, Daniel Grass taps. You couldn't have done that 2 rounds ago. Saved us all this misery. All right, Chris Bowman getting a big win. Not the prettiest of victories by any stretch of the imagination. But there you go. There's your winner. Great job. Congratulations. That's going to put a wrap on things tonight. We promised you a hell of a show. We delivered a hell of a show. Todd, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, great night. Some of these little guys, I'll tell you what, man, they're scary.
They can be scary, man. You just never know, especially out on the street. Speaking of that, Greasy Biker is our title sponsor, and thegreasybiker.com is the place to go. Todd, one more time, let people know what they're going to find out there.
Right now we're putting the name on hoodies, hats, beanies. We've got some awesome stickers. We've got a whole line of new stuff coming out, some artwork. Just remember, living's easy when you're keeping it greasy.
I got to tell you, man, I love that slogan, and I love the affiliation with The Greasy Biker. We're going to go ride for a little bit before we pack it in tonight. It's the Ultimate Combat Experience. We'll see you next week.